Hi and welcome. My name is Natalia. I'm a dietitian here with Longevity Wellness. I am very into gut health, mindfulness, and also sports. I'm an athlete myself. Played the World Cup for tennis for my country. I'm from Mexico. So I am here to present a very awesome topic, which the title is Creeping Anxiety, Is Your Gut and Nutrition to Blame? So let's talk a little bit about how our insides and our body can actually be the cause of creeping anxiety and ongoing anxiety. So I don't know if you guys know that our gastrointestinal system and the bugs that live in our gut, down there in our colon and all throughout the digestive system have a huge impact on our health. And another fun fact is that your gut, believe it or not, is the size of a tennis court. Would you believe that? It's huge. So if that organ isn't quite healthy, imagine the impact on our overall health. So there's a lot of studies, there's a lot of research, and also through personal experience that show that a healthy gut is a healthy you. And I don't know if you heard this stating by Hippocrates, the very wise ancient Greek physician, that says all disease begins in the gut. That's why I am so passionate as a functional medicine registered dietitian to really look deep. What are the imbalances that are going on in individuals' bodies, our bodies, that could be driving a specific condition? And today the focus is anxiety. So I'm here to tell you that you can do something about it. We can definitely look at your gastrointestinal function and health and composition of those bugs that will or not be conducive to a good state of mind. And by that I mean managing the anxiety or not having as much anxiety. There are also very amazing minerals that help with anxiety. Again, lots of research, lots of studies have done clinical trials on deficiency on specific minerals, and magnesium to be one that I'll go into that in a little bit. So we can do a lot to not be living in this frenzied, anxious state. So I just wanted to give you some background information on, your gut and what it does. As I mentioned, it does a lot, but believe it or not, it is in control of the digestion and absorption of the foods that we consume, our weight, our mood, and our behavior, how hungry we feel, which foods we crave, how well we utilize calories, and if our metabolism is going to be optimal or not, how we detox, our inflammation levels, how much neurotransmitters, brain chemicals we make. I don't know if you guys know, but actually a good chunk of serotonin, it's made in the gut. So if that gut lining really is not with integrity, and if it's not in balance, if there's more bugs, right, that are not the healthy bugs than the good bugs, then it's gonna not be a good scenario, and it can drive a lot of issues, like weight gain, anxiety, feeling pains and aches all over your body because of the high inflammation. You're probably likely to get more sick, more likely, because believe it or not, 75% of our immune system lives in the gut. So really, it's an organ to take care of, and I can show you how you can take care of it, and also just knowing how important it is. So those were just a few functions of your gut and the microbes that just kind of live in there. So something that helps people understand how the system, right, your gastrointestinal tract, and it starts in the mouth, but the really important part that we're talking about, it's pretty much the large intestine and the small intestine. That's kind of where we're focusing today, but it's important for you to know and for you to think as a plant and your gut as the roots of that plant. So pretty much a healthy gut is the one that if you are looking at its roots, they're nice, they're healthy, there's a lot of soil that can really be utilized to feed the species that are very healthy and that are going to lead to good mood and centeredness. Because the soil, if you would think about you as the plant, is going to have a good functionality. And on the other hand, an unhealthy gut, you can think about it as a gut in a soil that has had maybe invasive weeds, maybe it hasn't been watered for a while. So there's really not a lot of functionality because there's a lot of unhealthy other weeds and other stuff that it's not letting the roots kind of do its job, which is nurture the whole plant and you're the whole plant. So I hope that painted that picture well so that you understand how important it is and what you can do. So, when the gut gets out of balance, our mind can also get out of balance. And again, this imbalance happens when we have more bad than good bacteria. And when there's not enough biodiversity, like not enough of the beneficial microbes. So how do people feel when this is out of balance? They feel a lot of anxiety, sometimes depression, but also sugar cravings. They have food sensitivities, hormonal imbalances, skin issues. They tend to be more prone to gain weight or be overweight and really have a hard time losing that weight. They have fatigue, and sometimes the people are bloated all the time. They're constipated, they have cramps, and they just kind of don't know what's going on. So if you have any of those symptoms, we really need to look at your gut. And in addition to you maybe feeling better in your body, you probably feel also better in the mind, and that anxiety will be probably a little more manageable. So a lot of people that we work with, right, come with us and they ask us, how do we keep a positive mindset and feel good, and we exercise regularly so that we eat better? This is a good cycle to be in, and sometimes we get off the cycle. So I'm here to tell you that it really has to do with what you eat, how you eat it. If you eat it nice and slow and you allow all the digestive secretions, to really be made so that you can digest it, and so that that gut and intestines can actually do their job. And also looking at if there's any imbalances out there, if we need to maybe remove some of the unhealthy bacteria, which is very common. I don't know if you guys have heard about yeast overgrowth or SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. But this is, overgrowths happen all the time because people drinking sometimes too much alcohol or other beverage that feed these unhealthy bacteria. There's also sometimes a lot of stress, and processed foods can also be stressed, or people doing the keto diet only consume a certain amount of food groups, and then the gut can't survive based on those food groups. So it's just something to keep in mind that you can have control over, and I can teach you that. I've been doing this for ages, and I love food, and I will work on having meal selections and foods that are easy to prepare, easy to make, and that you will enjoy. So a word on the mineral that is very helpful, and as we're talking about the replacement of the essential minerals, right? We talked about the removing of the unhealthy bugs and actually putting in healthy bugs. It's another step of the protocol, that is the re-inoculate. Now the replacing would be replacing those specific secretions and also nutrients in your body that actually need very specific amounts to be in your body to be able to be there. So I want to share a quick picture of what can help with stress and anxiety. So I'll share my screen, and this is something that I personally take, and that I saw a huge change as I was take starting to take, and it's for stress, it's for anxiety. It's powdered, it doesn't have a taste at all, but you want to be taking 2 scoops of this at least at night before you go to bed, or when you're having maybe a anxiety attack. It's very, very helpful. So I just wanted to mention that to you, and know that it is available at the office if you want to give it a shot. Also, if you have constipation, magnesium also helps with that. So just remember that if you want to rebalance your gut and feel less anxiety as a result of having a healthy gut, that this is a step and a protocol that I've mastered for years and years. So pretty much we first remove the foods and habits that are hurting your gut. So I sit down with you and we look at, what you consume, how you consume it, and we see if there's room for improvement. And the removing has to be done with very specific herbals. So that these are called antimicrobials, not antibiotics that would wipe the healthy bacteria. They replace, I just mentioned, specific minerals to help, tame the anxiety, and that also huge for you being able to digest and absorb all the food the way it needs to. Then we repopulate, right? We bring the good guys, so that as we're taking away the bad guys, the unhealthy bacteria like SIBO and Candida, you can actually bring back all the good species, like adding more soil to a plant that really needs to be nourished. And we probably will do some repairing of that gut that probably is leaky. So a leaky gut, you can think about it as I'm using my hand as an example, but it's supposed to be nice and tight so that things don't go through, that shouldn't go through, into actual circulation. So for a lot of people, when they're have been eating not very healthy, their gut will become leaky and permeable, allowing for toxins to come in. And sometimes those toxins can actually cross the blood-brain barrier if this gut is leaky. So that's important to know and address. And the last R is called relax. And that is what also magnesium really helps with. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We have an offer here today, which is getting 5 sessions working with me individually as your partner, as your accountability and mindfulness-based registered dietitian. And you get 15% off if you sign up for 5 sessions. So I look forward to seeing you, and I hope you enjoyed this.